to that? What happened to it? Oh, okay. Those are some big mushrooms. Oh, big mushrooms. That's a good little, look at that trash. Look at the trash right there. 3,400. Oh, okay. It looks better than the one for 54. Hmm. So that's like a. It's by John Deere. Hold on. I don't really need a new one. Hmm. I like that one though. I like that big one. I don't need another riding mower, but I sure like that one. It's like buying a car. It's like buying a new toy. Yeah, we could use that one. We could sell the other one. It's not quite a year old. Lunchbox launch. There's usually like a lot of mosquitoes back there. A lot of mosquitoes are back there. I don't know. It's something about it. All that stuff. Okay. Once a week. Once a week. It just says tropical plant. I have me walking. I've been walking all day. This one says 6 hours or more of sun. I like it. $30. I hope so. All of them say that. This one is 17 though. Move, 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 move. You're going slow. He's inside. Yeah, I'm gonna work out tonight. Probably a few nights, but so I had to go ahead and walk. Yeah, for the live. Don't go inside. I like that one just like a barn. Both of them, all of them do. I don't see any prices. That's a good one. Oh, let me see. It's slowing me down now because I'm being nosy. I like that one. If they don't want you going in here, they need to. Oh, they probably don't want you going in here because you get locked in. Maybe you get locked in. No, you won't. No, you won't. All right, I'm gonna go down this way so I can keep moving. Guys, look at the legs move. I hope that you guys have done 30 minutes of cardiovascular activity today. And as we always say over here in Lions Pride, as we've said since day one, nobody had to encourage or influence us to let you know that you should always consult your healthcare provider, okay? Your primary healthcare provider, okay? Before starting or restarting, reinstituting any workout plan, any exercise regimen, any exercise routine that you may have had or that you may be thinking about taking up, okay? Because we want you to do it and we want you to do it safely. Safely. If you are not an athlete, we just want to exercise for fitness. And even if you are an athlete, then you're already receiving the proper training from the proper people. And so we don't have to worry about that. But for those of you who may be past athletes, maybe past military, whatever you used to do, if you have not done this in a long time, okay, it's just like when we get our checkups, we take the cars to be looked at. If you hadn't had your car looked at in a long time, guess what? They're going to have a long list of items to tell you about that you need to fix, okay? Or that you need to be mindful of. So if you haven't done any kind of cardiovascular activity, any type of muscle strength training activity, be careful about the way you do it and how you do it. And until you get to your primary care provider, be light. Be light, okay? Be light. Be light. Because of course they want you to do something. I don't know any doctor, any medical personnel that does not want you to be active on your feet. Move your legs, move your legs. Look at the legs move. Be encouraged to move your legs. I don't know any primary healthcare provider that doesn't want you to move in some capacity, some form or another. You may not be able to move like your neighbor, your sister, your cousin. And then again, maybe you move better. But always practice safety first. Work your body, work your body. Make sure you don't hurt your body. That's what we want to do. Okay? I say it all the time. I'm going to continue to say it. No matter how many parents say it, I'm going to continue to say it. We all need to encourage everybody to be safe. And when we encourage you to be safe or to do anything else that we encourage you to do, we need to make sure that we have the knowledge and the wisdom and the education behind what we're telling you. Okay? That's why over here, this is for educational, informative, and entertainment purposes only. Only. We're dropping nuggets. You pick up those nuggets that are dropped, just like I pick up the nuggets that the chat sometimes drop. You go, you research, you research, you research. You never do too much research. So that when you go in to your scheduled appointment, which we all should be having regular appointments, we can't encourage anybody to do anything that we aren't doing ourselves. And do that with a clean conscience. How can we? How can we? It would be so hypocritical for me to tell you to go get your checkups and I'm not get mine, okay? No matter what the reason is, okay? There's no justification for me encouraging someone else to do something and I'm not doing it. So when you go to get those checkups, you will have those nuggets, you will have that research, and you can present it to your medical staff, the medical staff that takes care of you. As I have told you guys, the medical staff, your doctor, nurse practitioner, physician's assistant, occupational and therapist, physical therapist, nutritionist. A nutritionist is the half of it at least. They're the atom and you are the nucleus. Okay? Before you hear that, I mean, I don't think, but you know, people don't have any shame. They'll just say whatever just to try to push their channel or push their agenda. Because they can't find ways to present it to you in their own words. So I always try to use different words and different approaches to tell you guys the things that most of us need to hear. I always try to use different words, different approaches, not just the medical terms. Because if I get too caught up in the medical terms, you'll miss some people. You'll miss some people. And that's been proven to me by the people that come into my chat and that leave and say some of the things that I say. Always say, always teach, always throw out the things that you know for a fact. Because one, you've been trained, you've been educated, or you're experienced. You're experienced. Even when you say, well, my cousin did this or my sister did this, did you experience that? So you're only going by the information that they gave you. Did they divulge all of their information? Did they divulge all of their symptoms, all of the reasons that they may have gone through certain things? So we can often say, I had a friend, I had a cousin, I had a whoever that did that too. But be mindful and be careful because you don't know everything that they went through. Only the parts that they told you. Okay? So educate yourself. Even if you don't have a degree, diploma, certificate, license, certification, educate yourself before disseminating information to the masses. To the masses. YouTube doesn't give out certificates, diplomas, degrees. They just don't. Now there are people on here, those of us who are on here, many of us have those degrees, but we still cannot disseminate the information to you in a medical, professional, or clinical way. Okay? So over here, I don't professionally, medically, or clinically assess, diagnose, treat, and evaluate and follow up on anybody. We're just dropping nuggets. Dropping nuggets. Giving you nuggets to take, to study, and to present to those you need to present them to. Now, it's Tasty Tuesday. We're going to get into what have you guys eaten for today? What have you cooked for today? What are you cooking for today? What are you eating for today? And you can leave it in the comments. I had somebody yesterday said that they didn't want their comment. They wanted to comment, but they didn't want their comment like after the live, I guess. They didn't want their comment to just be there because they didn't want to get. I had to tell them, you know, when you leave a comment, you know how messy bodies are. They will screenshot the comment immediately when they want to be messy. But just in case they don't, make sure that your comment is general and doesn't, just like YouTube tells you, protect your privacy. Make sure that your comments are general. I usually don't leave my comments for everybody to see anyway, because people want you to leave comments, and then when you talk with them, they want to be able to see those comments. And sometimes other people being able to see the comments isn't a good thing. So for the same reason he didn't want to leave a comment, I usually don't leave the comments open, because people are something else. People are something else, especially the main people who say that they aren't that way. You have to be careful. You never know who's what left, who's right, who's up, who's down. So whenever you're in the comment section, like YouTube says, protect your privacy. Protect your privacy. If you feel like you don't want to talk about certain things, don't talk about it. Don't leave that comment. Or just put it as general as you can. Make it so general that hopefully nobody tries to use it to comment again. And it's sad that I'm having to say that, because somebody emailed me about that, saying they wanted to say something, but they didn't want that comment used against them. That's why it is a good practice. It is a good practice when you're on social media, no matter what platform, or even in conversation on the phone with people. Anything that you say, always make sure that you don't mind repeating it publicly. So that'll keep you on the straight and narrow as far as what you put in the comment section. Think about it as a phone conversation. Think about it as a phone conversation. If you wouldn't, if you don't want it repeated, don't put it in the comments. Don't put it in the live chat. Just like on the phone. If you don't want something repeated, don't communicate it to anybody else on the phone. Now, the flip side of that is there are some things you kind of want repeated, okay? You want repeated because you have to give tests. So if you want it repeated, or you know that you aren't afraid of it being repeated, that's fine. So be mindful, be careful when you're in these comments, when you're leaving comments, not just the live chats, when you're leaving comments on people's channel, be careful of the comments that you leave, okay? And I say the golden rule to that is never leave anything that you can't repeat. It's just like a phone conversation. Never say anything in that conversation that you can't repeat. Never, ever, ever. Always make sure that you can repeat what you say and have no qualms about it. So, yes, just in case anybody else asks me that, that's the question you don't have to email. 9 times out of 10, my comment section won't be open. Now the comments, yeah, you can leave a comment, but the live chat won't be open. So if they didn't get it when you left it, they won't get it. If they didn't get it when you left it, they won't get it. Unless I forget. But most of the times most of the times I don't forget. And even if I do forget, whenever you edit your videos or you're mistaken, if you change anything about that particular live, any kind of edit, then the live chat will go away. If I'm not mistaken. I think that so my live chat won't be open unless I accidentally forget. So always guard your comments. On social media, it's best to have general comments. Unless you're in a setting where particular things are being discussed, particular things are being reviewed, and particular things are the topic of discussion that, you know, you shouldn't have to guard what you say as much. But even then, you do have to guard what you say sometimes. And I know people talk about this freedom of speech thing. Yeah, we all have freedom of speech. But you still have to be careful about the speech. Okay? You still have to be careful about the speech. You have freedom to say whatever you want to say, but you have to be careful about what you say. Because just as you have the freedom to say it, guess what? People are going to utilize their freedom to grab it up, use it, manipulate it, and hold it against you if they can. The better thing would be for people to take your speech and use it to help you. But we know how people are. That is going to be the minority, not the majority. That is going to be the minority, not the majority. So, he said he didn't mind me saying his name, but I won't say his name. I'll say A. I'll say so to A. You don't ever have to worry about that. That's why I love a chat that's not filled with a lot of people. A chat where you don't have to guard. But at the end of the day, you always have to guard, because sometimes people just watch and they just listen. They can be bored out of the Yahoo. They will still watch and listen just for those negative nuggets, to see if they can latch on to any negative nugget and use it later. That's why I say, and I continue to say, only leave comments that you are not afraid to repeat. Think of it as a phone conversation. Think of it as a private conversation. Even though you think you're having a private conversation with someone, people what? They record. They remember the part that you said and leave out the part that they said when they repeat it. So, when you're having a conversation, always say the things that you don't mind being repeated. And even, I do you one better, give them something that you want repeated. Give them something that you want repeated sometimes. Give them just what they want. Give them just what they want. Give them something that you want repeated. So guard your privacy, guard your comments. And like I told A, I try not to leave mine open anyway. I try not to leave mine open anyway. But when you're in a live chat, do remember that it is live. It is live. It is live. So today is Tuesday, but I don't think there are going to be tacos for me. I don't know. I'm thinking about fish. So maybe I could do fish tacos. But I'm really not in the mood for carbs today. I haven't had any carbs today, so I'm really not in the mood for carbs today. So maybe it'll just be fish. Fish. How many of you guys eat meat only? That's not a good thing to do long term. But a carnivore diet is a good diet to utilize, but don't overutilize it. Don't overutilize it. It is actually a diet. It is actually a diet. Like, a lot of people don't do diets anymore because they're temporary. People say that they don't work for them, so they don't do diets. Now, what most people try to do is just modify their diet in general. Modify their diets in general because they don't do. Now that, and when I say certain things, y'all, a lot of the times I'll say people, but of course common sense and education, general knowledge should let us know that it's not all people. But a lot of times people will modify their daily diet, their usual diet. They won't so much as go on a diet, because going on a diet is hard. And it's not that you won't get any results, but you do. But a lot of times when people go on a diet, they say as soon as they come off of the diet, the results start to reverse. The results start to reverse. So that's why many people nowadays are just modifying their regular diet, changing the habits that they have, decreasing the amount of carbohydrates, those empty carbs, those sugary processed foods, okay? And just know that oftentimes people will add things to things thinking it'll decrease the effect. Like if you add a lot of water to your coffee, it's still coffee, right? It just may be blah, it may be bland. But if you make a cup the usual way and you put a lot of water in it, you still have that same amount of caffeine. The caffeine will change in the way you prepare it. The amount of caffeine changes in the way you prepare it. But if you prepared it and then you decide, oh, I want to put more water in it so it won't be no, it's going to still have the same caffeine. It's just like if you make Kool-Aid and you end up realizing it's too sweet, and you add water to it. It still has the same amount of sugar in it that you put in it. It still has that same amount of sugar in it that you put in it. So you use sugar in an 8-ounce cup of whatever, and you added water to it. You didn't upset the sugar amount. You didn't upset the sugar amount at all. You still have those 4 teaspoons, 4 milligrams of carbs and a teaspoon of sugar. You still have that same amount. So you can simply just go ahead and drink whatever you made and just drink a cup of water later, because if you're going to try to dilute the sugar, you still have that same amount of sugar. So the best thing to do is to just cut back on your sugars. Get your sugars from your fruits. Get your sugars from your fruit. And don't overdo that as well. Don't overdo that as well. I think a lot of times we learn things and we find out, or we just know that certain things are healthy, but we can still overindulge. We can still overindulge. So don't overindulge. Don't eat watermelon and apples. Just don't eat fruit throughout the day. If you're kind of fasting, that's one thing. But I saw someone said that they were going on a fruit diet. Well, you're just eating sugar all day. Eating sugar all day. Their meals, they had fruit for breakfast, they had fruit at lunch, and they had fruit for basically dinner. And they went to bed, they had like a fruit and veggie tray right before. No, the fruit and veggie tray was bed. And I think they had another fruit for a snack. That's a lot of sugar. That is a lot of sugar. Yes, it's natural sugar, but it's still a lot of sugar. Our body processes it as sugar. Okay, and whatever it doesn't use for energy, it ends up getting stored in the body as a fat later. So just be careful about eating all those fruit and thinking, well, it's fruit, so it's natural. Yeah, but everything has to be done in a correct way. Everything that we do as it relates to our bodies, what we eat, what we do, has to be done in order, in an orderly way, in an orderly fashion. Plain and simple, the right way. The right way. And get some education and knowledge on the right way. Don't just assume that, oh, it's fruit, so it's healthy, I can do it this way. Don't just assume that. I don't think I'm going to walk any earlier. I might change my time because I always have to wait for my job schedule to change. And it doesn't change drastically, but it changes enough so sometimes I'll come on here in the afternoon. I'll be able to work out on my lunch break. Come on here in the afternoon, especially when the days I work at home. But over the past year, I have grown to love doing my walks in the evening. Because a lot of times I've already worked out, took a shower, went to work, get off work, and I call this my second cool down. We just walk. Just walk, because there's nothing wrong with walking. We need to walk. If you are able, we need to walk. If you are not able, that is something that you will be able to discuss with your primary health care provider. They will let you know what you can do. Okay? Don't overdo it. Don't overexert yourself. And if you're the average person, you just haven't been doing this, guess what? Your endurance will go up, your stamina will go up, and then you can increase your intensity. And make sure, the truth be told, a lot of us don't eat the way that we should, but try to eat as good as you can. A lot of us don't eat the way that we should, but try to eat as well as you can. Try to eat as well as you can. That's why, just think about it. If you're just talking about eating habits, again, many people, I won't even say most, but I can say many, and it still mean a lot because it is a lot. Many people don't have the correct eating habits. So how in the world are they going to stick to a diet when they go on diets? It's hard enough just sticking to a good eating habit where you're just trying to eat the right things most of the time. Not necessarily diet, but just trying to eat the right things most of the time. It's hard enough to do that. And thank each and every one of you who did go over to the other channel. I appreciate it. Because sometimes you got to, like, to look at my community wall. You got to move away from the grit grind. You got to move away from the grit grind. You got to move away from the grit grind. Because people will latch on and leech on to you like leeches. Leeches. And it's social media. It wasn't meant for that. It was meant for people to be able to be happy. But of course, like I always say, it's not the world, it's the people. It's not social media, it's the people. It's the people. So sometimes you have to build in silence in a different way. Maneuver in a different way. Go into different areas. Go into different areas and build rapport in different areas. Go into different areas, build rapport in different areas. And you can take those with you who mean you well. You take those with you who mean you well. So again, thank you guys for coming over to the other channel. You were here and helped me with this one, and you're helping me with that one, and I appreciate you. I appreciate you. Because you got some old battle axes and battle cats that will try to tear your stuff up. And you have to be like, oh, okay, haven't been through this. And so before you lay a person, just lay them out, you think like, hold up, let me use this as an opportunity to go over there and redo and build this one up. So thank you guys who have come. I appreciate you. And thank God for whatever that was left that I didn't need. For whatever left that I didn't need. Because I never had issues. Okay, I never had issues. When you find that you're having issues that you never had, reevaluate your surroundings. When you find that you're having issues that you never had, reevaluate your surroundings. Because oftentimes something new has changed in the ecosystem. Okay, something new. We all have an ecosystem. We have an ecosystem. Like the jungle does, like the world does. We have an ecosystem. And sometimes when the balance is out of order, what causes it to become out of order? Change. Change. So you have to get things back balanced. And it'll help your mental, your emotional, and your physical. And your physical. Because you don't want to keep getting so ticked off with people for doing what others may feel like is trivial. See, that's the thing. A lot of times people feel like things are trivial until it happens to them. And like my great daddy used to say, gosh, goddamn it, they'll start doing it too. They'll start doing it too. It's amazing how the world works. And I know men have their thing, but when it comes to women, man, oh man, you understand why oftentimes women will say, I don't have friends. Well, I don't have a lot of friends. I hang with males. Because let me tell you, women feel entitled to do the things that they do, right or wrong. Right or wrong. And the only answer that they have for it is the most empty and ridiculous answer of all time is, because I can. Because I can. That's simply saying, because I want to. Because I want to. Because we can do a lot of things. But most of us do the things that we want to do. And a lot of times the things that you want to do are low down and grimy. Low down, dirty, and grimy. So check your ecosystem. If it's out of whack, if it's out of balance, check your surroundings. Check it. Check that system and see what else, see what's new, see what's different. Because it doesn't really have to be new. It can be something that's been there, but it's now different in some way. It's different somehow. You can have a system of flowers and roses, and all of a sudden, the system doesn't smell so good anymore. Guess what? Some of those flowers and roses have kind of wilted, and they're putting off a bad aroma. They're putting off a bad aroma. So protect your system, protect your peace, protect your ecosystem. And especially watch for those who say that they don't like the stuff, or they don't like the mess, or they don't like the drama, but constantly are talking about it, questioning about it, wondering about it, and being about it. Because I say all the time, I don't like it. Will I watch it? Heck yeah. But I don't like it. So I try to keep my ecosystem free of it. It's that same lounge that I talk about, that people will invite you into their misery lounge, right? And it looks nice and pretty like the flowers and roses do in the ecosystem, trees and all that stuff. But then it starts to look a little funny and he starts to feel a little strange. Something has changed about it. Something has changed about it. So pay attention to the changes. Pay attention to the new evolutions, the new things that come about, and the way that they come about, how they come about. Pay attention to their responses to you when you let them know that that's not you. Because a lot of times people feel entitled, and they want you to be the way that they want you to be. And you don't have to be the way that someone else wants you to be. Be the way you are. And make it clear. Stand on what you say. You ain't even got to stand on business. Stand on your integrity. Stand on it's your, no one else's. Stand on your morals. Stand your ground. Okay? Stand your ground. So you guys, make sure, I don't know what you're going to eat today, but it is Tuesday. If you decide to do Taco Tuesday, whatever you're having, I'm sure it'll be a tasty Tuesday. Whether it's tacos, beef, turkey, fish. I typically eat turkey or chicken. If I'm going to do tacos, it's going to be ground turkey or ground chicken. If I make lasagna, it's going to be ground turkey or ground chicken. Every once in a while, when I've just gotten so tired of those, I'll do ground chuck or ground sirloin, something like that. And about 3 times a year, maybe some wafer thin pork chops. So whatever you're having on this Tasty Tuesday, just remember it doesn't have to be tacos. Okay? It doesn't have to be tacos. And I don't really like fish tacos. I love tacos, but never was able to get into the fish tacos, never was able to get into the shrimp tacos. Even if whether it's hard shell or soft shell, wasn't really able to get into it. It just doesn't feel right. I don't know. It's not that it's nasty, because I love the shells, I love the fish, I love the shrimp, but it just doesn't feel right in a taco to me. It doesn't feel right in a taco to me. So wherever you are, if you're in the United States, I hope that you're getting a break from the heat. We've been getting a break from the heat. We've been having a lot of rain, like it's been raining daily for about a week. So it's really been feeling nice. The rain just pops up. It just comes when you can't really say when you least expect it. But I know most of the day today was kind of sunny. And the weatherman said it would rain. And later this evening, we got our rain. So that is how it is. Maybe the weather is becoming more and more unpredictable. Okay, maybe those all those computer systems that they have, maybe the weather is, maybe they need updating or something. Maybe they need updating. because the weather seems to be less predictable. Now the good thing about it is we haven't had many hurricanes so far, and hopefully it'll stay that way. Hopefully it'll stay that way. We did have that one, I forgot the name of it. It starts with a B, I think, that affected a great deal of Texas as far as the power. But I don't know as far as like people being injured and hurt. I didn't hear a lot about that. Not saying that it didn't happen, but I didn't hear a lot about it. So hopefully not many people were injured or hurt. It was just the power. And I know everybody wants their power, but I saw so many people complaining so much about their power being out. I know, trust and believe, nobody wants their power out. But to me, the most important thing was that I didn't hear a lot of people talk about suffering injuries, bad injuries, and things like that. So, I don't know. I think we need to be more grateful about the things that didn't happen that could have happened. Be more grateful. When these tornadoes and these hurricanes and very bad thunderstorms happen, we got to be as careful as possible, right? No, again, nobody wants to be out of power. Nobody wants to be out of anything. But be more grateful about the things that didn't happen. Be more grateful about the things that did not happen. Instead of fussing so much about the things that happened, if you're okay and you're fine and well, be more grateful about the things that didn't happen. Try to remember to be more grateful about the things that didn't happen. See some lightning bugs, fireflies, as some people call them. So again, thank you to everyone that I emailed the new channel to. I appreciate you, because it's probably within a few hours after I emailed you guys, I noticed that you found it. I noticed that you found it. So thank you for those who came. And the goal isn't to increase really increase the people, but it's to get more genuine people. It's to get more genuine people. So I will be emailing more of you guys today, and I know that I know that some of you got that my email a long time ago, but y'all know I'm bad about emails. I'm bad about checking emails. So since I've had people kind of leeching onto me, I went ahead and started to utilize it more. And so thank you guys, because right after I sent you the links, you came over and subscribed, and I appreciate it. I appreciate it. You are appreciated. We have to appreciate our subscribers, okay? The genuine ones, the ones who aren't so genuine. And YouTube will remove the ones who aren't genuine too. I just wish they could remove certain ones. But hey, I appreciate the subscribers that did come, and I will be emailing some more of you to get you to come on over there as well, because I'm trying to stick to a certain algorithm. So I will be emailing you guys that link to that channel. And thank you for wanting to take care of that situation for me. Just stay on standby, because you are not the only one who I've told about it that wants to take care of it. But I try not to do things that way. I try not to do things that way. But thank you for being on standby, because I want everyone to have a nice experience. Even the ones that pick and poke childishly, you can be childish with them right back. So I want you to know I appreciate you. I appreciate the email. I appreciate what you were about to do. But bro, I'm thankful that you didn't do it. But yes, stand on standby. Because, sometimes you have to do what you got to do. Sometimes you got to do what you got to do. And I'm never too ashamed to get anybody back up off me. You just got to do it. You got to do what you got to do. So I appreciate you for being on standby. And thank you for being a silent moderator. Okay? Because you were the first one to bring the attention to me about what was going on. So I appreciate that. Content creators, always have you a couple of silent moderators. Always have you a few silent moderators. And make sure that whatever they have to do, they don't do it during your live. They do it afterwards. Okay? They do it afterwards. Because every other moderator will be able to see the activity. So always have you a good managing moderator who can come back and do what they need to do. And I always have you a good A team, like A. When they see people being messy, they be ready to go in headstrong for you so you don't have to mess up your reputation. It is what it is. I always have someone who's down to ride for you. Because it be the ones you least expect, the ones you do expect, and the ones you don't know what the heck to expect. So just make sure that you treat people right off the rip. Because usually people won't respond to you or won't do anything in retaliation unless it's just what? It's just that, retaliation. So don't bother people. Okay? Don't bother people. That's why I always say, don't let bother people bother you. But on the flip side of that, don't bother people. Because you never know the people you're dealing with online. It is just YouTube. It is just TikTok. It is just Facebook. But it's not just that to everybody. The just word isn't that strong with everybody else. Maybe it's just to you, but it's not to them. Especially when someone is causing you a disruption of your peace. Okay? The disruption of your peace. So that's why I always say, don't let bother people bother you. But remember, don't you bother anybody. Don't you bother anybody. Now, if you are responding, you got every right to do whatever you want to do. Like I always say, you can't tell people how to fight. You can't tell people how to respond. And you can't even tell people, well, yeah, he did this, but that was a bit much. You cannot tell people how to respond. So that's why I say, I appreciate you, bro. Stay on standby. Stay on standby. And I already know that you are. I already know that you are. So we're going to try to make sure we keep it pleasant and peaceful as we continue to switch the people on this channel to somewhere else. And remember, you are appreciated. You are appreciated. YouTube, you're appreciated. Because this is a free platform that you didn't have to offer. It is a platform that is yours. You don't have to offer it. You didn't have to offer it, and you don't have to offer it. So do we fuss sometimes and get a little perturbed by the things that happen or the way that they happen? Yes, we're human. But to just curse YouTube out, don't be surprised if YouTube comes through, you hear a response that says, get a job. Get a job. Don't fuss at us because we're doing our thing the way we do it. Get a job. Okay? Don't let the app have you so upset that you're cursing it out and you're cursing people out. Do what you can do and be done with it. Do what you can do and be done with it. Just get tired of seeing people fussing. But you know what? When they start that, just click off. click off and keep moving. I appreciate it. I appreciate YouTube. I appreciate it when it's doing good. I appreciate it when it's not doing so good as far as like subscribers and views and all that stuff. Because guess what? At the end of the day, it's your own responsibility to get out and make your money. It's your own responsibility to get out and get your extra income. A social media platform should not be what you depend on for extra income. Now, if you have acquired a status on there where you can, hold on. If you have acquired a status on there where you can have it as an extra stream of income, that's wonderful. That's a great thing. If you have acquired a status on social media and you have, it has become a source of income for you, that's wonderful. That's a great thing. But to just show your tail, show your butt about something that you could get up and go to Walmart for in 4 hours, that's crazy. That's crazy. Get up, go to Walmart. Even people who are on fixed incomes, the government allows you to work, what is it, like 20 hours a year or a week or something like that? You're allowed so many hours a year to work. So those are the same type of people who will tell other people to go to work. The ones who get so upset about social media. There are some people on social media who have grown their channel to a point where they are making thousands, tens of thousands, maybe even 1 million or so. So if they took YouTube today, guess what? Most likely they'd be straight. You never hear them on here fussing and complaining unless something really big happens and they feel like they're being ignored or their channel is being, played with or something for a reason that they don't feel like it's fair. That's a big person. That's a person that's making thousands because they have developed their platform on this platform to a point where it is their income. But you always have to think, even if you go viral and you make it big like that, you gotta invest, you gotta save, you gotta do things. You can't just think it's gonna keep coming. They're talking about taking TikTok, so they can take these platforms. Or the platforms themselves can just say, you know what? I don't like this anymore. I'm gonna do something else. And so what will happen then? They'll end up selling their platform or shutting it down, or maybe even shutting it down for something else. And then if they shut it down for something new, then we're all at ground one. We're all at step one, right? So I have learned to appreciate YouTube and to use it for the things that I love to use it for. And it has nothing to do with finances. For those that it can work for you as far as your finances, that's a great thing. But I always say, I think the apps were developed for what the copyright says. Even though some people think that by saying that copyright, it gets them out of trouble. No, it doesn't always get you out of trouble. It just means that you acknowledge it and you know that there are certain things that you're not supposed to do. But does that mean you didn't cross the line at some point sometimes? No, it doesn't. So I feel like the app was meant for fun, for networking, informational, educational, entertainment purposes only. Learning to do new things, learning about new places, learning about new people. And again, at the end of the day, networking. But some people take networking to a degree that's where they become too invested, too involved. You network for as long as it works, right? When it doesn't work, then it's no longer a network. That's how you should look at it. You network for as long as it works, and when it doesn't work anymore, you don't network. You network elsewhere. It's not a hard concept. I've learned to do that. I learned to do that quickly through social media. because it's not used. People don't, again, it's not the world, it's the people. Same thing. It's not the apps, it's the people. So you have to learn to network in different areas. Go into areas that are new to you, that you are new to, and broaden your horizon. You have to broaden your horizon. You definitely have to broaden your horizon. Go to channels that may be about things that you're not really even into. I've gone to so many channels that, like I say, like auto body mechanic. I go to so many auto body mechanic channels. I go to different family channels. I go to, there's so much you can go to, especially when you start to see you want to get out of a certain network, out of a certain cluster, out of a certain region, out of a certain area. Because a lot of times, quite frankly, you get tired of seeing the same old, and the same old gets tired of seeing you. You know, after a while, now when you go into these new places, it's going to come to a point where you're tired of seeing some of them, and they'll be tired of seeing you. That's why it's called networking, continuing to network. You network until it doesn't work. You network until it doesn't work. That's what you have to do. You have to network until it doesn't work. And by it not working doesn't mean that you don't stop networking. It means it's not working in that area anymore. So move around. Move around. Move around. Get out the way. Get out the way. Get out the way. Move. Get out the way. Or move out of the way. Move places out of your way. Don't go to those places. Move those places out of your way. Go to new places. Venture. Go check out the financial channels. Channels that help you build that help you with financial literacy. Channels that take people who barely make money at all, who are living check to check. And those channels help people to learn how to manage their money in a way that it won't make them rich, but it teaches them financial literacy. And of course, there are some people who are very financially literate. They just don't make enough to save. They don't make enough to invest. But there are channels that you can watch, and there are networks that you can become a part of that will teach you how to, okay, well, you're not making enough and you're working full time. Well, let's see if we can figure out a different stream of income. What are you talented at? What do you do? And we're not just talking about getting on social media trying to be an influencer. Like, what do you do? Take whatever you're talented at and put that on social media and develop a following with that. It might take time, that's okay. But YouTube, that's why I say you have to be grateful. It allows you ways to make money as well. Not just making the money because you have a channel and you meet the qualifications for monetization, but the other things that they offer, such as selling your products and goods, your goods and services. Utilize those things. So with that being said, it doesn't matter if you have 0 people in the chat, 1 person in the chat, 0 likes, 1,000 likes. Everybody that likes, that gives you a thumb up, they don't really like your content. They don't really like you. Some people say they just like just because they went there. So people probably don't care if the likes are genuine. As long as they get a like, they feel like that helps the algorithm. Well, I want the like to be just as genuine as the person that stays around to view for a few minutes. Just as genuine as the person that subscribes. I don't even ask for likes. I ask for them and I appreciate them. So I take that back. I ask for them and I appreciate them, but I don't harp on them. And I don't fuss about them. I just ask and we move on. What I want you to do is watch the legs move. Look at the legs move, okay? And be motivated to move your own. But before doing that, always contact that atom. That atom, what's the atom? You're the nucleus, I know you know that. But the atom is the doctor, nurse practitioner, physician's assistant, physical therapist, occupational therapist, the nutritionist, your fitness coach, okay? Your wellness instructor, all of those people. And let's definitely not forget your specialty doctors. Those doctors that you go to for certain issues. Okay? The doctors, like, you know, any type of specialty issue that you have, they should be included in this thing as well. Okay? They should be included in this fitness lifestyle as well. Because no matter who you're going to see, no matter what type of doctor you're going to see, they are striving for fitness. They're striving for you to be fit. Okay? Fit and healthy as you can be. Many people have different issues. It's life. We're human. Okay? But make sure that you do your doctor's appointments. Make sure you go to your doctor's appointments. You shouldn't be giving any kind of workout, medical, fitness, encouragement even, unless you're doing the gamut as well. Okay? Unless you're partaking in the game as well. And the game isn't just to show, see, I'm doing this. The game is to say, I'm doing this, but I've also talked to my doctor. My doctor said whatever. You don't have to give them the details, but you can let them know if your doctor just said you're doing good. Your doctor said you seem to have plateaued. We changed up the regimen. Okay, we modified the workout plan. So be able to do that kind of thing, and that's where the integrity comes in. That's where the integrity comes in. So again, don't let bother people bother you. See how peaceful I feel, and you can't see how peaceful I feel, but how peaceful I sound. Okay, so don't let bother people bother you. Don't let stress people stress you out, and don't let hypocritical people criticize you for the very things that they do or don't do. Okay? Never stay in anybody's misery lounge. You have your own happy lounge. Go there and be happy. Go there and be happy. And even if you're not happy, at least you're not taking on somebody else's misery. And at least you're not allowing somebody else who's not important to you to cause you misery. A lot of these, like my grandma used to say, rest-of-tail grown women will follow up behind you, creep behind you, and smell your panties if they could, and do the things that you do. And you start to say, now I'm all about motivation, but I'm not all about obsession. Okay? Okay? And I'm not all about talking to someone and then they not seeing it because it's not happening to them. I'm not all about that. You got to get some of the stuff out of your lounge. Okay? Because you want your lounge to continue to be happy, or at least to continue to have some equilibrium. Right? Remember your ecosystem? You want to keep some equilibrium in your ecosystem. I know too, right now we got a pad and pencil out ready to go. But anyway, you want to keep some equilibrium in your ecosystem. All right? And I say that because that pisses me off, because people like to have originality. And yes, for one thing a person is doing, 1,000 people are doing it, 1,000,000 people are doing it. But when you know that they're not, at least in your circle of wherever you network through, then yeah, it becomes a bit pissed offtivity. You get a little pissed off. So run them away, but always keep your eye on the targets, because you're their target. So keep your eyes on the target. And y'all be good, and I will see you guys on the next Let's Walk and Talk Live in Lion's Pride. Okay, bye y'all.